Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing one on the Kent State Golden Flashers. Last season Kent State went 7-7, 6-3 in the MAC with 2 straight losses to end the season against Northern Illinois in the MAC Championship and Wyoming in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. They had some close games, including one in the regular season against Northern Illinois, an overtime win over Miami of Ohio, a 7-point loss to Ohio, or a 7-point win to Ohio, 10-point win against Buffalo, 7-point win against Bowling Green, and so on and so forth. Now, how are they going to repeat that, or can they? Well, they lost Dustin Crum, who was a great quarterback for them. Instead, they have redshirt junior Colin Schleen. Can he live up to what Dustin Crum did? You also have some pretty good running backs in Marquez Cooper Jr., graduate Xavier Williams, and redshirt junior Brian Bradford. Wide receivers, you have redshirt junior Dante Cephas, senior Deshaun Polk, and graduate Raymond James. The offensive line is pretty interesting. At left tackle, you have a junior, Marcellus Marshall, redshirt junior Jack Bailey. It shows Jack Bailey is for left guard and offensive center. I don't know. And then graduate Sam Allen at right guard. So you either have missing a left guard or offensive center and a right tackle that's not listed for this roster. You have a pretty veteran defense, though. You have 6 graduates who will be playing and most likely starting on this defense for the Golden Flashes. So, how are they going to do this year? Well, they don't start out easy. They go on the road to Seattle to Husky Stadium to take on the Washington Huskies. Even though Washington was pretty abysmal on offense last year, that should change with Michael Penix coming over and them getting Fresno State's head coach. Now, I do think Washington's going to be better, but I do think Kent State's going to be a little bit worse. So I think Washington gets the win there, and then you go on the road to Oklahoma, take on the Sooners. I think you lose this one too. You drop to 0-2 before playing the LIU Sharks, and you should win that game to go to 1-2 before going on the road to the former national champions, Georgia Bulldogs, and you're not going to win that game. I think you start off 1-3 for starting conference play against Ohio in Kent, Ohio. I do think you get the win here against the Bobcats of Ohio. They're going to have a tough season. The thing is this game is going to be a toss-up, but since you had it at home, I gave you the edge. It's going to be a tough game for both teams. So I gave you the win there. You're 2-3 before going on the road to Miami of Ohio. You have 2 tough road games coming up against Miami of Ohio and Toledo. It's hard to say if you'll win either of these games, honestly. You're breaking into a quarterback. You don't know how he's going to run the offense. Miami of Ohio, they're going to be a good team. So I'm going to give you the loss there. And Toledo as well. Toledo's going to be a good team as well. So I think you lose both games and start off 2-5 before coming back home to play Akron. It's just hard playing back-to-back road games against good teams in the MAC when you're kind of a now middle-of-the-pack team in the MAC. Now you're 2-5 before coming back home to play Akron. You should win that game as well. They have a new head coach in Joe Moorhead, but it's going to take a couple of years before you can get that team on its feet. So going to your bye week, you're 3-5 before coming out of it to play Ball State. And I believe I have you winning this game. I think Ball State's going to be a middle-of-the-pack team in the MAC like you are, but I do think you'll have the advantage of having a quarterback that's sat behind of Dustin Crum, knows the offense pretty well, and everything like that. Next, you go on the road to Bowling Green. This is going to be a tough game. Bowling Green, they have a pretty good roster as well, with a returning redshirt senior quarterback in Mac McDonald, and the roster being already filled out on the Outlands depth chart website. So, I think you take another loss here. I think Bowling Green catches you at a bad spot, and you get your 6th loss on the year, dropping to 4-6. Then you play Eastern Michigan at home, and I think they put the nail in the coffin. Eastern Michigan's a pretty good team this year. Out of the Michigan schools, they're the worst, but they're still a good team. So I think you drop your 7th game against Eastern Michigan before going on the road to Buffalo, take on the Bulls, and I think you get a revenge win. Fighting hard to get another win for head coach Sean Lewis, who's in his 5th season. Anyways, there you go. I think Kent State goes 5-7, a big drop-off from last year. Not really a big drop-off, but a couple of steps back. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and have a great day. Go Dogs.